Answer is no.
Still no.
Webcams?
Oh my god.
Still no.
So many notifications.
What just happened?
My phone's exploding.
Why do people want to talk to me?
I think the anonymous hacker group just attacked my phone.
Oh, bless you.
Is it anonymous?
I love those guys. Shout out anonymous.
Whoever you are.
Wink, wink. I'm not getting any notifications about being live.
All right.
There we go. There it is.
And we are live. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, internets? The
Hello,
Ben
world.
Squad is here in full effect.
Internet.
Full team. Full team.
We've been practicing with the 3-man weave and stuff like that, but we're ready for the big times. We're in the playoffs now. This is episode 25. 25?
Good one.
No one ever said we could
Is it
do
really?
No one said we could do it, but look at us here doing it well.
Who never said that we could do it?
Yeah,
and get
like,
to 25.
what the fuck are you talking about?
See, you try to get some energy.
This is
into the
gonna go
show.
on forever and ever.
You try to get some energy into the show, and then they just poop right on you.
Internet.
Knock it down.
Just slap you right up. I'm Mikey Famine, and I'm not saying anything else for the rest of the day.
Thank
Oh,
Oh,
do you know
25
how many
episodes in,
years
and
that
that's
we're
what it
waiting for
takes.
those?
Such a
Do you know how many
relief.
years that we're waiting for those words?
Internet.
It's like,
So,
you know, when you're
everybody
trying,
out there
sorry,
in
Jonathan.
internet
When you're
Yeah.
trying to get your keys in the door for a piss, that's what Mikey shutting up is like. That feeling, that relief. Thanks, Mikey.
Is that what it is? So, everybody, welcome. This is the Ben Podcast. My name is Shorton. I'm here with Mikey. Brenna. Mikey's going to shut up. Cortez. And, of course, Wayne with the lovely cap that we're all waiting for. Can you show us the cap? For everybody who's watching, you can buy this cap if you just go on to patreon.com/the Ben Podcast and sign up for the chicken show. You'll get a free cap. That's what we promise you. It's just going to cost you $100. It's very exclusive.
A month.
Plus shipping and tax.
Plus chip and tax. No, we could chip in for that chipping and tax, dude.
Yeah.
If they sign up for that, we can fucking chip in on that. We also have new artwork on the way, don't we, Wayne?
Yes, we do.
Which makes me
Moist.
I am. It makes Brenna look even more beautiful than she is right now. It makes Mikey.
Well, hold
makes
up. Let's just stop this fucking car crash right now.
What?
You're sitting there trying to big up Brenna and her beautiful aesthetic, and Mikey's burping into his mic.
No, I was
Really?
throwing.
Did he do that?
I was throwing up from what you said. It was so disgusting.
Oh my god!
Hey ho.
Dude, the next thing I was going to say is that it's going to make you look muscular, okay?
Mikey look muscular.
Yeah. Well, you
Okay.
too, you fat blob. But
It's got to make Wayne
Wow.
look taller, though. Because somebody
Yeah, like-
needs to.
no,
I mean, the platforms don't do much for him.
Yeah, but have you seen the last artwork we got? I look like the tallest and the fattest. I'm neither. Well, I'm the fattest, but not the tallest.
Downhill.
This is
Yeah, down it.
this has gone
Downhill.
south very
Yeah, all
quickly.
right. Yeah. So, what we're going to start with is I want to make a special shout out to one of my favorite podcasters. She's a part of a Swedish podcast called Haveristarna. Her name is Mira Åberg Öhman. She left this podcast over the following weeks. I've been following this podcast for the last 3 years. I'm gonna miss you. You've been absolutely fucking amazing. The podcast's not gonna be the same without you. So Mira, start a new fucking podcast. Let me hear that voice of yours because you got something to say and you've been an absolute fucking hero of me, Mike. So love you, respect you, and you're an absolute fucking legend. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You.
Or be a
That's
guest on the Ben
lovely.
podcast.
Yeah, let's get her on.
Yeah, we'll take it.
It's not like I haven't tried, dude.
We'll send Brenna. Brenna,
Yeah.
how's your
That's you got
How's your
producer
nose?
credits. Yeah.
Give me a little bit of time.
Maybe she speaks Klingon.
I'm working on Klingon.
Maybe
I'll
she speaks
send her.
Klingon.
I'll send you her Twitter. I'll send you her Twitter handle. Like, please get this woman on because she's an absolute fucking legend. And if you want to talk to somebody about women's liberation, prostitution, and stuff like that, she's got insight. She's an
Great.
absolute fucking hero on that topic.
Easy way.
She is.
What?
I saw those gears.
What's that about?
I saw those gears turning. I saw that slight smirk as soon as he said prostitution.
No,
Don't you
I
make
was- I
jokes?
was-
No, she's.
No.
sh-
No, I wanted to say, why don't we send head of HR, Dr. Emma, to, recruit?
You have to put her on a retainer.
Yeah. So if you want to follow Mira on Twitter, it's at Miranosaurus.
Oh, good luck.
Which
we'll
we
just
are
have to
gonna-
post the link.
Yeah. And I'm just forwarding that to so you can actually find that in today's show notes. I'm sending it to Mikey right now. Yeah. So, Brenna, you got something
Yeah.
good to say?
Wait, you left one out. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm paying
Yeah,
attention.
it's my turn.
Sorry.
I'm the Patreon
Ba-ba-ba-bum.
keeper. Okay. Just letting everybody know if you want to support us and what we do and providing you with your weekly dose of information, you are to go to patreon.com/thebinpodcast. Lovely. Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate that. Where you can join and become a Patreon patron for just $1 a month. But the more money you spend, the more fun it gets. So if you just want to not be a freeloader, that's fine. That's $1. But if you really want to get into what we are and who
In
we
the
are,
weeds.
you have to
In the
do
weeds.
a little bit more. So we have our 6 patrons. A shout out to Katerina, to Stuart, to
Stuart.
Puffalopagus,
Puff.
to Austin,
Austin.
to Kristen,
Kristen Oliver.
Christian Oliver.
and Richard.
Richard?
So
I see you, boy.
Yeah, here goes
so go on yeah, we know. You lucky bastard. So go to patreon.com/thebidpodcast and join our Patreon family.
Join the fam.
Onward.
Join
Join the fam.
the dark.
So, on to some more serious stuff. We really want to pay tribute to a person that was very special to me in my teens. Watching the Discovery Channel and the Mythbusters, Grant Imahara, he died this week. He was a brilliant presenter, a brilliant scientist, did a lot of work on a lot of famous movies. He did fantastic work. He entertained us. He made us laugh. He made us understand shit. He died at the young age of 49, if I'm not mistaken. I'm doing this anime movie, but I think it was 49. So from all of us here at the Ben Podcast to Grant and Grant Imahara's family, with pay our respects, we
Rise of
raise
glass.
our glasses. We appreciate what you did for us. We appreciate all your good work, and thank you
To Grant.
Grant.
to Grant.
To Grant. And that's probably.
Pour one out.
Mythbusters was like my favorite thing.
Oh yeah.
That was like my favorite show ever. And Grant with
Yeah,
the
like-
robots was always like, I was like, oh, Grant's gonna make like a samurai robot, isn't he? Samurai
Yeah.
robot.
Sure.
Yeah, no, but he was an absolute fucking hero on that show, right? He did like the most amazing like contraptions and
Imagine
Like,
getting paid to blow stuff up.
And to
Yeah.
think about it, he was the only scientist on that show. Like he legitimately had a science degree, so he was using his science to inform other people about
Yeah.
science.
Yeah.
So it was legitimate. It was a legitimate scientist doing legitimate science work for us. the
Not only
common.
that, but he was like a robotics engineer as well, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Like
he was
he
an engineer.
built robots. Yeah.
Yeah, so he
a
was an
robotics-
electrical engineer that specialized in robotics. Which is not it you know, back in the day, you know, 20 some odd
shit,
years
that scene is
ago.
good.
And
Thank you.
he was helping us to be informed now by
Oh Lord.
his show.
Yeah, no, but seriously, like, no, but like, fucking Grant Imahara, mate, a fucking hero of mine. Too sad to see you go. Thank you for all you did, for informing us and fucking giving fucking science some just a face again. Some just doing like what you did, like mad respected.
Friend of the show, Irish Swede. What up, boy? He said he was ILM, illusions, illusions, lights and magic, something like that. They're like a special effects.
Industrial
In the
light
industrial
and
light and
magic.
magic.
Whoa,
Oh my god.
whoa! Y'all didn't jump in.
Excuse me, I am sorry, but nerd card revoked. You
Yeah,
cannot.
exactly.
You have to know that ILM is Industrial Light and Magic.
He was Industrial Light and Magic before.
There you go.
So if you love Star Wars, then he entertained you for decades prior.
He was
Yeah.
actually one of the few operators of R2D2 for
Yes.
the
That's,
prequel.
that's what's up.
There's only a handful of engineers who actually could control R2D2.
And
And one of them was Wee Kenny.
it's in Mr. Fairman's defense, he didn't hang out with us theater nerds when we were doing that stuff. He just hung out with his band friends.
I
So
was in the pit.
he was underneath us.
Oh,
You know,
okay. See,
he was
there it is.
underneath.
There it is.
So this is the thing. You've got degrees of nerdism, and
Oh.
Mikey was like bottom tier.
See, I was director, so I'm the one that says cue the band, and that's when they do their thing.
Oh, so you controlled him.
So
Not even because the band
Hey.
hated to listen.
Hey,
us.
you,
They were
hey,
on
you cotton pickers, do what I say.
their band was so cocky. So when I say cue the
Your
band,
name is Toby.
they
My
cue
name is
themselves after me. They had their own cue. So I say
Oh.
cue the band. Then one of them little jerks inside the pit goes, "All right, guys, 1, 2, 3, let's go." And I'm looking like I already said cue the band.
Oh.
He put his foot down.
This is
telling
getting
us,
serious.
telling us what
I was the first. I will tell you this much. I was the first black director that Bolingbrook High School.
Stop saying
that ever-
fucking
they already
towns.
know where I went to school at.
God damn
I don't
it.
live
Maybe-
there no more.
Maybe they missed that episode.
Okay, good. Y'all put me that way. But okay, so that was the first. I was the first
Hold
director.
on. No,
Like-
I'm calling the police on Cortez. I'm calling
Whoa,
the police.
hey,
Oh,
hey,
hate crime.
hey,
It's a hate crime.
Karen,
hey,
Karen.
Is that a segue?
hey.
That's what you call
Really?
rolling
Karen?
it over.
Wait, give me
We
a
2
second.
for 2 weeks.
Swiss,
What,
sweet
Karen?
spots.
So, Karen, isn't that a term now for a bill?
That's with the C.
I already
It's-
switched swat swood.
Yeah, so
Crunching gear change as per.
Run, Karen with the C.
Um,
Go, Bruno.
all right. So, this is a segment that I wanted to do, and there's a few reasons why. First off, who doesn't love something named Karen?
Bro.
It explains so much, and the number two reason, one of the second reasons, is because it's here in California where I live. There's beautiful Newport Beach.
Stop doxing yourself. People turn up in California looking for you now.
It's a small state.
You gotta give Mikey
there's no population here. We don't have some of the largest cities in the country.
It's as long as Europe.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know anything about that.
So the first thing is because I love the name Karen because it comes from memes, and let's face it,
memes
we
are
love
everything.
memes. It's here in California, and the fact that I am the only white lady here, and I take that as
well. Look at this. Oh, no, I'm joking.
well.
I was waiting for it.
Plot twist.
Okay, I'm the only white lady here, so I like to look at things from a perspective of my white ladiness, and see how this kind of shit affects the other individuals, the non-privileged white ladies in the room. So, would you like to roll the video?
Where the white women at?
Where the white women?
I didn't.
Let's roll the video.
That's racist. That's
Let
like,
me-
Some blazing saddles.
One is upstairs and angry with me at all time.
I'm gonna mute this and play it because I think there's got to be an ad. There's no way this
In
is
full.
Yeah.
There's no way this isn't. There's no way
So-
this stock photo of a black man driving a Jeep is the beginning of this video. I
Okay.
imagine that's some sort of advertisement.
Yes.
I'm just gonna mute that.
But a little background: this started in San Francisco, and this video that we're about to see is the supervisor who brought it into the county, and then we'll talk about how it that it went to the state.
Got your video.
Cool.
You guys won't be able to hear it. But here we go.
Heard of the Karen Act with a C. A San Francisco supervisor introduced it earlier this week, meant to make discriminatory 911 calls illegal. And that supervisor is Shimon Walton. He joins us live right now. Good morning, Supervisor Walton. Thanks for joining us. Tell us about the Karen Act and whether it was the Central Park birdwatcher incident that motivated it.
Thank you so much for having me this afternoon. This is motivated by so many incidents late as well as historically where people are arbitrarily calling the police on black people, calling the police on people of color, and it is leading to dire consequences for those folks, and in some cases, including death. We can go back to 1955 where the police were called and people were called on Emmett Till because of an exaggeration, and we know that he was lynched and murdered and killed in 1955, or we can talk about what happened with George Floyd, who was murdered and killed by police because of because they said that he used a counterfeit bill. And so we have to stop calling 911 and calling the police and weaponizing it on people of color, because it literally means life and death for some of us.
And Supervisor, just so everyone knows, in case they haven't seen all of the
Okay. I think people are getting the gist there. So what he pretty much said was he brought up Emmett Till, the switch back. He brought up Emmett Till and how people have been weaponizing.
Started in San Francisco, and
there we go. Someone's playing it.
It's me. Sorry.
How people can weaponize calling the police on people.
okay, I'm the only.
Jesus.
Sorry.
You have one job.
Johnson, will you get your spare phone? Chuck
Is
it on
that
the-
not saying gulag?
No. go ahead, Brenna. After you.
Demonetized.
So everyone's been brought up to speed.
We made 7 minutes.
Okay. So basically, I mean, at the heart of this is that, of course, we have been seeing this more and more, especially when it comes to having phones, the camera phones, being able to listen to audio, and the police incidences in which the permit patty kind of thing. So this is kind of that. All right, finally, let's do something about this, because we can assume that socially these permit patties will be, fired from their job, or in case of the woman in the bird watching woman, she got her dog taken away, right? Because she didn't have him on the leash, and then she called the police because she was told to put her dog on the leash.
Brenda.
There we go. So it started off in San Francisco. Obviously, this supervisor has had enough of the bullshit, and he basically said that it's now a crime. It's considered close to a hate crime to call somebody. To call the police on somebody who is a non-emergency, who's not threatening your life, and call the police in order to deal with the problem. Mostly based on race, but also other protected classes are also under this. And now it's in the California State Senate. It's called the Karen, where the San Francisco version is called the Karen Act. It is real, by the way. It's under the USA Today fact check, and it's fact checked as real. That's important to know.
And that is the caution against racially exploitative non-emergencies.
Obviously based on the meme. But on the other hand,
people will make things fit, won't they? They will really make things fit.
Exactly. But this,
Yay.
Let's say it this way, and this is one of the best ways that we can characterize this. There's been plenty of instances in the past where the police are weaponized against people of color.
Exactly.
For them simply existing.
Yes.
This was brought up in one of the broadcasts about the Karen Act. And they brought up the Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman case, and they said how George Zimmerman essentially profiled Trayvon Martin, called the police on him. The police told them to leave him alone. George did not comply. We don't need to go into the rest of that case, but this is one of the big examples of someone literally existing and being profiled and having the police weaponized against them. Because had the police gotten there, we're not going to say that they would have done the exact same thing that Mr. Zimmerman would have done, but we're saying that there was no reason for anyone to call the police on anyone or even escalate a situation because no one was doing it.
But all right. So if I might interject here, because
I wanted to continue with what I was going to say, because this is what I wanted to talk about, because I'm a privileged white woman. So when it comes to the state, it's basically saying that we have the law against filing false police reports, right? But when you're calling 911, that's not a police report. What this does is this adds that element of calling 911 in order to intervene in a non-emergency based on protected class, mostly because of race, because that's the main focus of this, and that has been the focus for a long time. But there are other incidents that will occur that will be other protected classes. Anyway, that comes with a fine. It can come with jail time, and the the person who was the police was called on could sue up to $1,000. My position on this is it's a great start, but it doesn't go far enough. It doesn't prevent the police from going to this location. This is the problem. The problem is, first, some person thinks that somebody is violating their right to exist, and they call the police show up, and then what happens? There has to be a step in between that prevents somebody's rights of living before, like, we don't need the police to come. We don't need an armed police person to come, a police officer to come.
And I think that has to do with the dispatchers too. I think the dispatchers need an overhaul.
Well,
because if someone calls and says, "There's a guy out here barbecuing, and he's not supposed to be barbecuing." All right, ma'am, hold on. I'm going to put you on hold for a second, and then you can just put him on hold for the rest of the day. You just let him sit there. Like, you don't send an officer over.
And that's something that is not addressed in this law. That there isn't anything on the responsibility of the dispatcher, because I don't think they don't understand what they're supposed to do in this case. Because if somebody calls and says that they're feeling threatened, you have to put a police officer. Right. But the problem is that our police officers are armed.
This is why I love.
No. All right. But stating the fact that your police officers are armed is an understatement, because what your police officers are wearing is fucking combat gear. That is straight up fucking combat gear. Like, they're showing up with their like combat vests, and it's not just like they're armed. It's I've been saying this for years, right? One of the problems you have with your police in the US is that they're equipped for war. And the fact that you have a police force that is equipped for war is sort of aggression in itself, right? The only way to lessen aggression is by being less aggressive than the aggressor. Right? You have to be low effective in an effective situation. So when you show up and you're doing that, and you're standing there in full combat gear, you're being the aggressor. You are escalating the situation. You are not de-escalating it. Look at the bobbies, for fuck's sake, in the UK, who are basically not even armed, but they're still a part of an authority, right? Norwegian cops, they don't carry arms day to day. They are unarmed. And you need to de-escalate the situation by actually removing guns from the equation. That's what I actually think, right? Because when they show up and in combat gear looking like fucking soldiers from the Second World War, that is escalating the situation right from the get-go.
I think the psychology is different in America, because like,
I was going to say that
if we see a police officer here, right, we just kind of go, okay, mate, right, yeah, we'll follow your commands because we respect your office in the sense of you're a policeman, you're enforcing the law. We respect that, and they become arbiters. Like, so, say for instance, there's like a road rage incident. They will calm it down. They're going to pull a gun out and shoot someone.
They're not there to calm the situation down.
Yeah, have my helmet, make a wee in it. You're fine.
The police here view everyone else as the enemy. It's always them against the public. They wear the Punisher skull, and they have all this stuff that's showing how badass they are. And for them, the narrative that's been developing in this country over the last few weeks, since everything has been going on, is, well, when you need to call the cops because somebody's breaking into your house and raping your daughter, then what are they going to do? Come in there with their sticks and their therapist? No, that's not the case at all. At all. This is what they're saying, and this is why they're thinking.
Yeah, but we're kind of digressing now, because what I'm trying to get at is, when you're telling cops they're in a combat zone, that everything is a war. It's a war against crime. It's a war against drugs. It's a war. Like, you're treating cops like they're soldiers. They're not soldiers. They're supposed to be upholding the peace, right? And reason people think that they can use police as a weapon is fucking appalling.
It's not even that they can use it. They feel like they're entitled to use it.
Yeah.
Like the police are there for them.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. That girl in Central Park who did that call, right? He was
African American. There's an African American man.
No, it's a black man. She said blatantly, "It's a black man threatening me."
No, I'm pretty sure she said African.
Okay, she might have said African American. I don't care what she used. She said,
"No, but she
dark skinned man."
She weaponized the race in order.
She wanted to know that.
She weaponized her privilege. She weaponized the privilege. That's the fucking problem. And she knew, like, there was going to be SWAT teams fucking showing up because he was a black guy, because he was a white guy. They would show up with their fucking white gloves on, saying like, "Yeah, this
they
is."
They would get a local rent-a-cop if it was a white guy. They would get they would get a park service coming over and saying, "Hey."
But have you seen that video of the black guy?
She didn't say there's a guy.
Right.
But have you seen that video of the black guy in the open carry state carrying an AR-15?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and somebody calls the cops, and like, they show up, full SWAT team, combat gear, everything. It's like a fucking war zone within fucking 10 minutes of this guy leaving his vehicle, right?
Well, okay, so I have had experience. I have called 911 a few times, and when they do ask me what the race
to all of our listeners, I'm very sorry that you have to hear this. It was me. I'm sorry. Brenda doesn't like me showing up at her door unannounced.
It's hard.
Yeah, please continue.
But when I call the dispatcher and they ask, what does this person look like, what they're wearing, but they also ask me skin color, and to me, I'm like, why does that matter? Like, it doesn't matter whether or not it's a black person or a white person or a brown person. It doesn't matter. If they're in my space, they shouldn't be there. Like, I'm calling.
Brenda, we've already established this. You don't have to tell the story again. All right, they are. We're fine. It's good.
Anyway, but that is when you're talking about the dispatcher. Yes, that should not be even a question. It shouldn't matter what the skin color is.
Can I say this?
No.
This act is the beginning of stopping people from filing false claims against people of color. There have been many a case. This Karen Act has also been brought up in remembrance of Emmett Till and what happened to him, because he essentially was murdered and tried over a false claim that that even after the fact, the woman whose husband made the claim, she has admitted before her death that it was a false claim. And
all right, so Cortez, you do have to remind people, because not everybody lives in the United States. Who is Emmett Till?
Emmett Till was a famous case, unfortunately, in America's past, where a 13-year-old boy was walking down the street and he was accused of. Hold on, baby. He was accused.
So many babies.
Kids and dogs.
He was accused of whistling at a white lady.
Yeah.
He did a wolf whistle, didn't he?
He didn't do anything.
Really?
No, yeah, he didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything. She lied about it.
Spoiler
He
alert.
got accused of doing the wolf whistle.
Yep. And they,
All right, okay.
I'll take over for Cortez because he's got to get little
Yeah.
Miss Lady under control there. But yeah, so essentially she lied about it. Called the police. Well, not essentially call the police, but they got a lynch mob together, and there's pictures. If that's your bag, big trigger warning. If you look up pictures of Emmett Till.
We will not show them on the show.
No, I'm not. We're on YouTube. I wouldn't even show that. It is grotesque what they did to him. And
They dropped him. They shot him. They drowned him.
The mother
They
insisted on an open casket because she wanted everyone to see the nastiness that they did to her baby for nothing. He did
He
nothing.
was a child.
Yeah.
He was a child, and a false claim not only got him arrested, but got him lynched. And none of the people who did this to him were ever tried or arrested. They lived their lives out until the end of their days.
Why I disagree with the death penalty.
Well, they didn't get charged. The people of the town.
No, but what I'm saying is miscarriage of justice. If you kill someone, there's no reprieve. So all these people are, why don't we just kill them and not lock them up for 70 years or whatever? Just shut up. Because someone can be done wrong. And if they are proven to be done wrong, I mean, that famous Denzel Washington film, Hurricane? Remember
I
that?
haven't seen that in 1,000 years.
It's been a while.
It's a good fucking movie, though.
Yeah, it's a brilliant movie.
Denzel.
And
Oh
it's
my
a
God,
great.
Brenna.
What? He's a good-looking guy.
All right, Brennan, do you want to just mute your video and go on?
Mute your video.
So I brought that up to say that this was brought up in the broadcast. So this was not an original Cortez idea to bring up in the show. It was in the broadcast for the Karen.
No, but this was supposed to be a part. But the fact that we have a start, Brenna, don't you agree that we have a start on the Curtain Act is a good thing? Like, it doesn't go far enough, I agree. But it's a start, isn't it? Like we are.
I think what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is that now that this is going. First off, it passed through the state assembly. Thank you to my state assembly member, Cotty Petrie Norris, for being part of that. I love you. You're amazing. It now has to go through the state Senate.
We're gonna try and get you on the show.
Which, unfortunately, I would love to get Cotty Petrie Norris on here. She's so smart. Unfortunately,
Never mind. No smart.
my state senator is not a progressive person. Trying to get him replaced.
With you.
I wish. It was actually originally supposed to be my wonderful mayor, but she lost she lost the top two. But there is Dave Min, who is the Democrat running in that position. Please vote Dave Min. We need him.
I'll do that.
Anyway, so
me too. I'm definitely voting for that guy.
Vote for that
all
guy.
of us will vote for him.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that on there.
That's not illegal.
I'll mail it in.
Anyway,
Unless we mention word camps or Gulag or something.
Anyway,
That
can
is
we
strike
continue
two.
Can we continue talking about this so that we can get on to Trump because
Yeah, I
it'll
wanted
take
to finish
hours.
that statement.
This will take hours. Okay. Hey,
Yes.
Mikey, mute everybody else. Come on.
I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. They'll be respectful.
Okay. Let me finish this. So, if this thing passes, which I'm looking at it as it will, because we do have a supermajority, progressive supermajority in the state Senate as well. This is going to be a great start, but what's going to happen is that there are going to be these instances, because it's going to happen, of this Karen Act violations going on. The suing up to $1,000 is going to start getting people questioning who's in charge of this? Who's supposed to be in charge of this? This may actually help with these defund the police actions that may be able to take the resources that the police will be using to with their like Jarted said, with their guns, with their SWAT gear on, and move that towards actual helping people in order for this not to become a dangerous situation for anybody, especially because, as we know, children have been involved in these.
Right.
Children have been killed because a white lady calls the police on them.
You're right. Cortez, and then I got one last point, and then we can go on to the next one.
I'm done.
Yes. She hit the button on the head, and
She did what?
she hit the button on the head. I'm not gonna say nail right now, okay? You made me say nail, jackass. You made me say it. What it's really gonna start doing is like you said, it's gonna take a look at those sources all over again, and hopefully it starts to lead to a bigger conversation on legislating against false claims, because up to right now you don't really get in trouble for filing a false claim against somebody or calling the police unnecessarily. There's no charges brought up for that. And I'm not going to go over the cases all over again because there's a bunch of them, including the one that just happened last week in Los Angeles County, where 50 police officers showed up for a 1-year-old's birthday party. Yeah, look it up. Disgusting. Moving on.
Yeah, but
hold on.
all right. No. Give me.
All right, go on.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Look. All right. So in a perfect world, I'm not talking about the American world, but I'm talking about perfect world. Would you like people to call the police one time too often, or one time too few? Right. So give me a second. I'll try to put this in perspective. Right. So where I come from, the civilized world, on the right side of the pond. You call
all right,
the police.
Thanks for watching the Mid Podcast.
There it is. Everybody's there. Oh, she said it. No.
But like, we don't have that problem that much. It has happened on occasion, every now and then, that people get shot that shouldn't be.
Not here.
But that is not true, though, Wayne. It has happened.
The last one was Mark Duggan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 1998 or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But it has happened. I'm not saying that it's perfect the way that we do it. And,
I think.
yeah, but it happens, right? So I'm trying to be reasonable here. I'm trying to be measured for once. Not sending people to work. I'm so gulag. I'm just saying that it might happen. No, I'm just saying.
He snuck that one in on me, guys. I would have cut it, but he snuck it in on me.
So
man.
Yeah, 10 points my way. What I'm saying is, like, it happens. It happens in every country. It has happened in Germany. It has happened in Britain. It's happened in Sweden. It's happened in Norway. It happens in the United States too many times over short of period. Yeah. I'm drunk. I'm trying to get my words together. So
really,
surprise!
First
time that ever happened. It's first time on that podcast.
So
Mom and Dad, I love you. You did a great job. I just spot shit up.
Let me gather your thoughts.
So what I'm saying is, like, no. Just give me a second. So the problem is that you're telling everything that everything's a war over there, right?
We're not going back into this. You have to bring a new point, or I'm cutting you off.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that what we are trying to do, we have to try to de-escalate the situation, not escalated.
Okay. So
And what you... Oh,
you already
But
said
it's
that.
not a situation.
There is no.
No, it's
so
not
here's,
really.
There's
so-
no situation to de-escalate because when somebody calls somebody just because they don't like them there, that's not a problem. That's not a situation.
So if we can think about it a little bit differently, here's
I tried to keep my calm on this one.
All right.
So if we think of it more like calling the police is like pulling the fire alarm. So if there was people constantly pulling the fire alarm for someone smoking a cigarette or for someone playing with a lighter, and then 2 fire trucks show up because it's a big building or it's a hospital, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are resources that are no longer available for the community because they're constantly responding to people just pulling fire alarms all day. It's the same thing. If you call the fire department or you pull a fire alarm as a joke if you're a little kid, they're going to charge you whatever it costs.
Boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, they're going to charge you for whatever that charge. It might be $1,000 because they had to dispatch those vehicles. So if they have to keep dispatching out vehicles to locations for no reason because of you, there's a financial cost to that. You are wasting time and money on top of the fact that you're endangering people's lives.
That's me throwing ice cubes in a new glass of drinks that I'm gonna have.
Oh boy. Here we go. Let me get my finger on the mute button.
So, that being said, we have yet another topic that we're going to bring into the light today.
Swah, swee, shoo, swah, swah, shoo.
You mispronounced it, sir.
Oh,
No, seriously.
It's swee, swah, swoo, swah, swoo.
We invented your fucking language, one you naked.
Okay,
then we invented the revolution.
we can't continue saying that.
No, you can't say that. It's like
So we have a few
invented
phrases.
the
We
African
have a drinking game now. Apparently,
We can't say that. We can't say that. We can't. We have a hydration game because you
Is that
can't tell
seltzer?
people.
Gross.
Shh. You can't say these things because it violates terms of service.
all right.
We can't have drinking.
What are we drinking?
Jesus Christ.
I'm
So me-
drinking your liberal tears.
Yeah. I'm drinking Karen tears. And fuck you if you think it's a racial slur to call people a Karen. Fuck you.
I'm down.
It violates my rights. Just kidding.
The white women of color.
I'm still laughing about that, Mr. Wayne.
Can we please talk about that for just 1 second? Can
White
somebody
women of
just
color.
pull that fucking tweet up? The white people of color, like the white women of color. Can somebody please pull
What
that
color?
fucking tweet
Like,
up?
what extreme lack of melanin decided to make her say that?
I don't know, but it's funny. God, it's funny.
It is. It's
actually.
You know what?
Let me.
No, but like the lack
Sorry,
of
David.
fucking tone in that. Sorry about it.
I love how people's idea of equality sees them as being like suppressed. It's like no, everyone wants to be equal, but your admission of the equality that says you're being oppressed shows that you're not being oppressed. You absolute fucktards. It winds my fucking nut. It's stop it. Right?
The correct
I'm being oppressed. I'm being
way.
oppressed because I can't say what I want to say. You can say what you're going to say.
Wayne,
but when
the
you do
correct
say it,
way-
you're a cunt.
The correct way to fight oppression is to claim to be oppressed.
Exactly that.
It's freedom of speech. How come I can't call you the N-word? How come only you can say it if you want to and not get in trouble? Why am I gonna get in trouble and lose my job for calling you all types of N-words?
You are about to lose your job.
That's not
You
fair.
about to
That's
lose
oppression.
your
That's not right. I don't want to wear a mask. Violate my constitutional rights by making me wear a mask.
I can't
go out and celebrate my friends.
Did you?
Hang on a minute.
Small-
Hang on a minute.
small
you called
tangent.
your friend a faggot, so why can't I?
Whoa! Nope! Stop it! Nope! Not going there, Wayne. Not going there.
No,
No,
F
Wayne.
words.
No, we don't use the F word, Wayne. Ever. on
No,
air. Ever.
I'm using it as an example. I'm not using it in any way, shape, or form as a.
We gonna pretend that wouldn't happen.
We're just gonna call it the F word.
And plus,
Anyway,
you can buy boxes of those things in our supermarkets.
Stop
Not
it.
ours.
It's a slur, Wayne. Even calling it that is a slur. Let's move past it. Anyway, homegirl who was dancing on that cop, talking about some you are about to lose your. I'm gonna share that on the Ben Facebook page every day for a week because it is my favorite thing ever.
And we're all gonna retweet and reshare and fucking have that shit out there.
It was hilarious.
Have you heard the remix?
Mm-mm.
Oh, to be continued. I will
Please
post
share
that
it on
for
the
y'all.
page.
That is properly the funniest remix. Swede, the remix god, is truly the remix god. He did like the I got peas, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, regulars, the Thanksgiving song.
As it came from my mouth, can I apologise to anyone who was offended by me or my deployment of the F word?
Thank you, Wayne.
It's different over here, and we call cigarettes a certain thing, and there is a certain kind of food type which is called that. So if anyone is offended, it's not me being in any way homophobic. It's me deploying the word in context as a descriptor.
Sometimes you just need to speak American, damn it.
Yeah, no, so every now and then when he used that slur, you need to have in mind he was a vocal harmony group back in the 90s.
I'm going, all right, sweet spots. Woo!
Okay,
we're out of here.
And we're moving on.
All right.
Stop it!
So I'm gonna try and do.
Yeah, it's the new harmony.
No.
So me and
yes,
Wayne,
please.
We're gonna do that later.
So me and Wayne were.
That's an after show.
Me and Wayne were working on our Trump accents, and we're just bad.
Yeah, I heard that shit.
We can't do it.
Dude.
We can't do it. We're just not good at it. So this is gonna suck. But
I got you.
Can you see the tweet? You want to read the tweet?
Sure, I got you. This is one of the things I like to do.
All right. Our Trump interpreter.
Me. Millions. Okay. I think we're finally here. Would be so great if the media would get the word out to the people in a fair and balanced way. We will win anyway, but they are a far more difficult adversary than the radical left, do-nothing Democratic partner.
Why does he capitalize random shit?
No.
Because of the millions.
This is fantastic. Like if Cortez just made his mouth make it look like a pig's anus.
I have lips
while he's doing it.
Look. Like in the middle of the sentence, he just capitalized media for no reason.
The media, and well, okay. So this is going to where we want to go because he doesn't think that the media.
That's funny. I'm sorry.
What we do. If you speak and I'll do the mannerisms, I think we get the sound.
There we go.
Right. Go.
There we go.
Do it again. Go. Take two. Take two.
Okay, one more. Gotta get there with the millions of viewers that we have today. Would be so great if the media.
Wait. Cut.
Why is there a capital M? Media.
Okay, so when he capitalizes it, you have to increase the volume. I think that's how. Maybe that's how his brain works.
Yeah, it's like Alex Sosa. Media.
All right. Take three. Everybody, let's reset to one.
What I'm doing wrong is I'm not looking at the auto cue. So I need to look left and I need to look right. And
yes,
the first one lips.
Okay, everybody, let's reset to one. Let's reset to one and
go.
Hold on. Let me get the eyes right.
Speed.
It's not you.
Rolling.
Would be so great if the media would get the word out to the people in a fair and balanced way. We will win anyway, but they are far more difficult adversary than the radical left do nothing Democrat partner.
It's like every capital is like the hill on a roller coaster. So I feel like I should put my arms up every time it capitalizes.
Why is there no A in between a far more difficult and adversary than the This is a pile of crap. Why'd you make me read this 3 times?
For Bernie Sanders, all you got to do is millionaires, billionaires. That's it. I put your arms up like that.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then you have the
Millionaires, billionaires.
See,
that's it.
What Bernie wants to do is he wants to tell all of you people that everything that's been
calling you people
is wrong.
Whoa.
All of these years, I have been working for the American public for over 40 years, and you can't tell me nothing because you were in Switzerland and you were over there.
You gotta hold on.
Buying wives.
You gotta add some the Doc from Back to the Future. You gotta throw a splash of Doc in there, and then make them, and then do like the,
Marty. I'm telling you right now, we're not going to the Wild West.
Little Rick and Morty. Splash some Rick and Morty on it.
We're trying to make the proper Bernie Sanders here.
The formula.
And add just a little bit of Daniel Bryan at the end.
There's your wrist.
And then you gotta add a little Doc Rivers. You gotta add a little ashiness on your voice.
Scotty.
Oh, this is special.
I said to the Senate,
man. Look. This is great that we got to the president because the president, the 2 things that he did this week that were absolutely illegal. The first one is you cannot tell America which news source to watch. It's not legal. The second one is
America.
I jump over these today. The second one is you cannot use presidential office to further a company's private business. You cannot do it. It is illegal. And not only did he do it, but his daughter did it too. And that's where I'm going to point to the man is he on my left or is he up above me? He's in the middle. I think y'all see him in the middle. Mr. Fam.
I'm still pulling it up.
Boom. I'm going to say this. Why didn't you do anything for my company? Mr. President, huh? I need money too. They got billions. I want some. Go follow my page just so you can get on my company and buy some stuff. I'm not the president of nothing except this company.
Why wouldn't he? I mean, I think we'd have less to say about it if he also shouted out the Ben podcast.
Yeah, do that. Yeah. Don't endorse us. Just shout us out.
He didn't even if he's gonna be fair and balanced, he should shout out every company.
No, like here's the deal though.
I sell some beans.
No. Like we're not in this shit for the money, right? If he shouted us out,
what?
We would still fucking blast him every fucking week.
No, fuck you. I'm only here for the money.
Yeah, we'll wait a month for that Patreon shit to deposit, and then we'll kick him.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Check has to be cleared.
Everyone around there, if that's what the Ben podcast is for you, like a bunch of fucking sellouts, like wanting the money for that, you have missed the fucking mark. No. We've been doing that. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we've been doing this for 3 fucking years now. We've been doing this for 3 years off air. Only over the last 6 months we're doing it on air, right?
True.
Yeah. We've been doing this shit, and we don't expect to get paid for it. We don't expect people to shout us out, but we would never fucking sell out. If you told us, I won't pay you if you do this, we would tell you, we're still gonna do it. If you don't want to pay, don't pay.
I got one thing to add on that. If I'm kidding. If the president ever decided to come on to this podcast, I would let him come on. Well, I would invite him on, but I would just never send him the link. I'd just stand him up.
I would have him on and just sit back, mute every one of us apart from Jartan and say, "Go."
Good luck.
Look, man.
I just sent him a whole bunch of Jameson.
You know damn well that he wouldn't talk about anything for longer than 3 minutes.
I'd say, come on. And then he'd just never get the link.
No.
If he wanted to
Put
get
him
on
on.
If he gave us his tax returns, then he can get a link. No tax returns, no link.
Speaking of links, please go ahead and show the evidence so we can continue.
The point I'm trying to make is like, invite him on. I'll pull my pants down and show how his mouth looks on the TV for a half an hour.
Oh my god!
Right.
That's
President
complete
Trump,
demonetization.
Please do not come on that podcast. We do not need that. We do.
Nobody needs that, dude.
Exhibit A. Are you ready?
Yeah, it's up.
I said, are you
We do not need to see that
ready?
detail holder ever.
Okay. So in Exhibit A, we have Ivanka Trump, who is the daughter of President Trump. She's actually in his cabinet working for the White House in the United States government.
While currently getting patents all around the world. Cheap ass products.
Her and her husband have pulled in millions of dollars over the last few years while working for the Trump.
You're welcome, America.
As well as
this is where your tax dollars are going.
Helping to manage the Trump properties that he is quote unquote not legally allowed to manage himself while he is in the office of President of the United States. But being in this designation, it does not exclude her from endorsing products and or furthering the Trump family's businesses while he's in office, meaning that his net worth continues to grow the entire time. Goya has been a out front over the last few weeks for heavy donations to the Trump administration and their campaign for the upcoming presidency and the election that's coming up this year. And over the outcry from the general public, especially the Hispanic portion of the public that uses these products and has been using these products over the last however many years. We can't see the bottom of it, Mr. Famine. The bottom of it's cut off. There we go. And what the president has done now is not just let his daughter do it, but now he's doing it as well. This picture is not doctored or altered in any other way other than to fit the screen that you guys are seeing right now. This is the president of the United States endorsing a product for a corporation and a private business that's not legal.
Can I ask a question to my American friends? What is up with the emoluments clause? Because it seems to be completely ignored right now.
It's there, but they don't do anything about it.
Why? What's like? I don't understand why there is a law where you cannot benefit from financially from the office of being the president. Why? I don't get it. Like, why is no one saying anything?
Why can't you do it, or why aren't they enforcing it?
Why is anything being enforced? Because
he's the party in power.
Yeah.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
He's literally got judges in his pocket.
Why do you have that clause?
To stop people from doing exactly what he's doing.
But he's doing it.
He is surrounded by people.
Doing it.
The people that are supposed to prosecute him and supposed to be holding his feet to the fire don't do anything. And now that since they have a majority,
what's the actual effect of that law then? So why do you have that law?
Your democracy is a fucking shambles then. It's a fucking shambles.
Yes. That's what we've been saying. Yes, it is
a
shambles.
We're not disagreeing about that. It's because he is surrounded from his own cabinet
by cronies
to his own judicial system.
He appoints judges, remember.
Is all for him. He has the executive branch, he has the legislative branch, and he has the judicial branch.
He doesn't do bipartisan work. As the last president we had did, the majority of his 8 years in office was a very bipartisan president, as in he loved to work with both sides.
Which is not really true. That is not true. Like, he did a lot of things through the executive power. Like, Barack Obama, I love the guy. He was a fantastic president, but he did a lot of shit through executive power. He did not use.
But do you not think he had to?
Yeah, but he had to. Yeah. But we are accusing him like.
No, we're not. We're not, Jartan. We're not. We're not.
No.
The things that, and I will say this for clarification purposes, the majority of the things that Barack Obama did through his executive powers were to benefit the less fortunate in the country that we have. The things that Trump does with his executive powers are to benefit Donald Trump.
No, but you can't make that distinction, mate, because you have three powers of attorney, right? You have the president, and then you have the Senate, and then you have the Congress, right? Yeah, and then he used his executive powers to circumvent those people who were democratically elected, and they blocked that. Elections have consequences. So you can't make that distinction. You can't make that distinction to say just because you don't agree on what Donald Trump is doing, you say wait. Let me make my point. Because Barack Obama did it, and he circumvented the Senate and the Congress, that was okay because you agree with it. And now because Donald Trump is doing it, it's wrong because you don't agree with it.
I think the difference that he's trying to point out is if Barack was trying to put something through, and he knew the Republicans were going to try to block it at every turn in the road, that was some legislation that he was trying to get passed, as opposed to someone literally just enriching themselves through executive privilege.
Let me say this
literally
much.
just writing himself a check.
The Affordable Care Act. I'll explain this, not ad nauseum, but I'll explain it very shortly.
Yes, you will.
The two things that were very important that tried to get blocked by the Republican Party were the DREAM Act, number one, and two, the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act does not affect Barack Obama at all because he's the president, and presidents get government-funded health care for life.
Yeah.
And he's saying that if not, and this is not something that is just for just the president, but a lot of other members.
And also Secret Service protection.
They Secret Service president detail for life. His kids get until they're 18 and also get health care until they're 18. But the president himself and his wife, they get health care, government funded health care for whatever goes wrong with them. For example, when Hillary Clinton did not have a public office anymore, she got sick a few years back and she was able to receive health care for free on the dime of the populace. The same as when Bill got sick, the same as when Reagan got sick, and so on and so forth. Now, when we continue this to the DREAM Act doesn't affect Barack Obama because he's not an immigrant.
He's
and
Kenyan.
So what I'm saying here is this: when Donald Trump passes legislation, it's for Donald Trump and Donald Trump's pockets. Donald Trump.
Plus, okay, we have to agree that executive orders doesn't necessarily mean something negative.
Exactly.
An executive order usually has to happen. It's one of those last minute things that a lot of presidents do. If the Congress is going too slow, or if they don't see that the Congress is going to pass something that needs to be passed in a certain amount of time. Now, if you have a problem with it, then then you can go to the courts, and the courts can start filing against it, which we've already seen has Trump has gone a lot of executive orders against him, including the Muslim ban, which is one of those big things, right? So an executive order, just because a president signs an executive order, doesn't necessarily mean that they're abusing their power. They have that power. Now, whether or not it's power to benefit them, to benefit their cronies, or to benefit the United States, that's something different.
Well, you have the border wall, the Alaskan pipeline, you have the Muslim Act, of the DREAM Act.
All right, let him back in. Let him back in. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, just because you don't agree with it, Barack Obama did use a lot of executive orders, didn't he? Right?
Yes.
And he circumvented the Senate and the Congress.
I think that's a cheap way of saying it. Circumvent.
Yeah, it's a cheap way, but we have to discuss that.
It's his right. It's whether or not
it's in the rules. It's not cheating. It's
his right to do that, and whether or not that is legal, it goes to the courts for that.
Lyndon B.
That's
Johnson
what-
also
that's-
did it with the
And
civil rights.
Jartan, before you continue, I think that was a direct reaction to the filibustering that was going on within the Senate.
It was
stuff that he was
they
trying to
installed it until 2030.
They couldn't get anything passed. They couldn't get anything passed.
We're going to use this as an example here. We're going to use this as an example. The president was impeached. And it was passed by Congress. The Senate chose to ignore the evidence that was used to impeach the president. And the Senate, they voted it was 99%. I wanted to say 99%.
All but 2 Republicans and
one Republican voted for it. The other one voted no vote.
Yeah, but here's the point, though. Like, that is the democratic system that you have created. Do I agree that that democratic system works? No, I do not. But that is the democratic system that you have to work with, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
It's in our Constitution.
Is he exonerated by that?
No.
Yes.
No.
No, he is.
No, he's not.
He's not
No, we have checks and balances.
That's what the checks and balances are for, and especially because this law is really, really old. And when it comes down to it, can you name a product that Barack Obama was endorsing
No, but that's not the point, though. No. You're going back to something else. Like, so in the impeachment against Donald Trump, did he get impeached and sentenced under the laws that are in effect today?
No.
He was impeached. He was not convicted.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's not convicted. Is he by law then innocent of the crime he was impeached under?
No.
Because he can't be prosecuted until he's out of office.
Correct.
The Senate would. So what the Senate's job is whether or not to remove him from that position, and they decided
they
to say
chose
no.
to not remove him. The
They
Senate
did not
is
remove him
majority
because they
Republican.
couldn't do anything. They can't do anything until he's removed from office.
Same as Bill Clinton.
And it's if this, it's like we almost got to the part of the trial, but the Senate blocked the trial from happening in the first place.
Yeah.
So we
Yes.
can't say someone's innocent or guilty because we didn't get to the trial part because the Senate blocked it.
And
Exactly.
and that is blocked permanently at this point, and unless they choose to pursue him after
it's
he's
not.
not president.
No. So impeachment is not a criminal trial, right?
No, it's not.
So
It's basically a public order sort of thing.
Yeah, so it's a public order. So he cannot be impeached if he's not in office, because he can only be impeached under the time that if he's in office, right? So you can't impeach somebody who's not in office anymore.
No,
Then you could do.
As soon as he's out of office, he then becomes liable for criminal law.
Yeah,
And
for
that-
criminal law, but that's
yeah.
a different kind of law, right?
We've already been through this with Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon resigned before charges could be filed against him.
He was
And
going
then-
to be. He
was pardoned.
The bill was already through.
Yes.
The difference is that he resigned before anybody could vote on it, because he knew for a fact he was going to be impeached.
And then he
That's
got
why he left.
What I'm saying is there's a
And kept his
difference between
benefits
a
as
criminal
president.
trial and an impeachment. It's a difference.
Do it again, Jartan.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a criminal trial and an impeachment.
Yes.
Impeachment stops at the Senate.
Yes. After it goes to the House. It goes
If
to the
they
Senate,
want to, like any federal or state prosecutor could take out a charge against ex-president after the fact. After they're out of office, right?
That's why.
But he was not.
Gerald Ford ended up pardoning Nixon.
Yes, for his
but
crimes.
he was not charged.
Because he would have gone to jail because they would have prosecuted
Yes,
him.
but
He
Donald
would have gone
Trump
to
was
jail.
not charged with a crime. He was not charged with a crime.
it's we're using the wrong words. To
Yeah, but
say
his
that
impeachment
thing.
was not about a crime. It was high crime and misdemeanors, right? And it was not within within the law to charge him with a crime. It was a misdemeanor at best.
He wasn't.
No.
He wasn't charged.
No, that's not the right word.
He
to
was
use.
okay. So the Congress, what the Congress did was say, "Look, we have all this evidence against him. These are all crimes. We all voted. We agreed. These are all crimes." That's what the House did. It went to the Senate. Now the Senate's job was say whether or not this was a crime, which then they would have to remove. They would have to get together and remove the president. They did not get that far. So the Congress agreed that he committed a crime or crimes, 2 crimes, right? But then it was up to the Senate whether or not to remove him, and then he would be charged. So that's where we left off. We did not have criminal charges actually brought against him. We had the recommendation of evidence.
Yeah, but
it's a very strange system, but it makes sure that nobody can just say
you can't
you're a bad
charge the president with a crime.
Yeah, but it
makes it very difficult to remember.
Hold on. Wayne.
All right, Jean, before you carry on, why do you think he communicated Roger Stone? If Roger Stone doesn't commit a crime, therefore Donald Trump can't be prosecuted post his presidency. Because there's no crime. There's no crime there. If he's an accessory, he's not. Because that crime has disappeared now. Because Roger Stone has been exonerated. So the whole thing is a clusterfuck. It's a massive clusterfuck.
Thanks,
but it's so transparent.
That's the easiest way to put it.
When you commit,
no. All right.
That's the nicest thing to say about this.
I agree with everything that Wayne just said, and I think that Donald Trump is fucking guilty, and I think that he should be sent to the moon by a rocket.
No,
that is what I think.
No,
that is the president. You can't say that.
So
why can't I say that?
Because a black van will show up at my house.
Yeah. So there's a thing called diplomatic.
The views and opinions of me does not reflect anybody else on this podcast, this live stream, or in any sort of way.
You think they care?
This is just me.
They don't care.
Everyone sees the shepherd's crook coming in.
Right. They went through the motions. No, they went through the motions. They went through the whole thing the whole system that you set in place. And he didn't get charged. He didn't get removed from office.
Right.
Can we let that go?
We have to.
Can we just stop talking about it? Because it's a huge subject.
Yeah, you brought it up.
No. What I'm saying is, no, I didn't bring it up because you started talking about that. And I was trying to say the thing. No, give me a second. The thing that I'm saying, like, when we're talking about executive powers, right? Barack Obama used his executive powers in a certain way, didn't he? We agree with most of the ways, except for the drone attacks, which we all fucking disagree with, I hope.
Yeah.
But he used executive powers in a certain way, which we agree with. Then Donald Trump comes along, and he uses that same system to further himself, which is fucking wrong.
Which is illegal.
That's the system.
But
no, it's not illegal.
Hold on.
It's immoral. No, it's immoral. Give me a second. Can I just have a second?
No, you can't. Because I figured out where you turned.
Fuck you then.
I figured out where you turned the wrong way. We're saying that you can't enrich yourself throughout the presidency. Period. There's a whole nother law that says you're not allowed to do that from that place.
That's not a law. That's a fucking direction.
It's a law. It's an actual law.
It is
a law.
It's a law. You cannot use the office of president to further progress or enrich your capital gains.
Emoluments clause.
It's the emoluments clause. That's what we're saying. Is he's using
that is a clause. And then you have like
It's a law.
And then you have people who are evaluating this clause, who are sitting there doing that, which are appointed by the president, and they're saying like, no, everything that he's doing is all right, and that's the president's fucking privilege to do that, isn't it?
No,
not at all.
that's not okay. Like, so if I'm terrified to say this, Shartan, you are the president of the United States.
Whoa.
And
I'm
don't you
going
say
home.
that? Don't you say it? Don't you? I know you're about to say it. Don't you say it. I already knew.
Wait, let me mute my mic for a second. I need.
This is where Jartan's getting out the Confederate flag. He's getting his hood on.
I'm done.
Wow.
So let's say you own a hotel chain, and now that you're president, you have to give up ownership of that place. Let's say you have a bunch of stocks. You have to give up your direction over those stocks, and it all goes into a blind trust. So you have no control over it. So then you can't sit in the Oval Office and then strictly write laws and pass and use your executive privilege to enrich all of the companies that you own. You have to put all of that in a blind trust. He didn't do it, and he continues to enrich himself from the seat. That's what we're saying. And now he's spun it into enriching other companies, which he probably has a large stake in at this point. That's not, you can't do any of those things sitting in your president's chair. You can't say, everybody drink Coke, it's my favorite. You can't say that. You can't promote.
It's not my favorite. It's just.
But what you can do is drink wine like this.
He doesn't drink. This is the
I'll
problem.
say this much: our former president.
This is a problem.
Our former
This is
president
just water.
shies away from endorsing
It's
companies.
blank.
He's not even the president anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
No, but the point
that's
is,
what
like,
we were saying. So all of
No. I understand what you're saying. Like, but you have a certain set of laws, right?
Yes.
And they're set in place
Yes.
by a democratic system.
Sort of. Yes.
So the only way for you to change that is to vote differently. You won't be able to change that just by saying this president is wrong and that president was right.
It doesn't matter about what former presidents have done. We don't have to get dragged down into the muck
No,
and
but what
mire
I'm
of-
saying is you need a majority election. That's all you need. A majority election is the only way to get your fucking country straight, and you need to change with the way that you do things. Because you are fucking wrong the way that you're doing it right now.
But I agree with you 100% that voting and getting the right people in power makes a big difference.
Yes.
But what we're saying is this is clearly wrong. So how we remove him is one thing. We're doing a podcast to fucking just talk about shit that's happening recently. We're not going to change all that from here. But promoting a brand and promoting a news source is illegal and wrong, which is what we're all saying.
Yes.
You're not allowed to.
By the way, by the way, I just got this text, right? So everybody go into Mar-a-Lago.com and book your rooms right now. Use the
promo code BIN20.
the BIN Podcast 2020. You'll get your free rooms and
you get free piss all over your sheets.
Yeah. Like hookers,
Wow.
they're all Russian.
Discount on hookers.
If you want to lay in a bed with presidential jizz,
Oh,
come to
God.
Mar-a-Lago.
Oh God, that's the worst substance.
So if you want to go, if you want to go to Mar-a-Lago and don't play golf and just have sex with Russian hookers, go into the Bin Podcast /Mar-a-Lago and just. You can go to patreon.com/the Bin Podcast and donate $100, and we'll make sure you get into Mar-a-Lago.
Gross.
Okay, that's kind of legal joinder. You fucked us right over there.
Yep.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Good thing we
No,
don't
you
have
were
any money.
joking.
The comedy stylings of Shartan.
Or-
Well,
I don't fucking care though.
last,
It's just
since we're
how's that work? How is that fucking worse?
it doesn't.
Jartan was
Okay.
only joking. Fuck's sake, how many disclaimers do we have to put in one show?
I can't wait till we get the soundboard so we can play it constantly on a
A
loop.
lot.
Last but not least, so we can wrap up and get out of here. I'm starving.
As am I.
RB fucking G.
Our Lady of the Cloth, the robed one, the indomitable
Esquire.
Esquire. Our RBG is
Saint.
good. She is good. She is out of the hospital. I don't think she's killable.
No, she's ironclad.
She's had like 48 bouts of cancer, and cancer is probably afraid of her at this point. She just fucks up all cancer she meets.
Good old
No,
Ruthie.
she does.
She's like the queen.
I want to say I'm grateful that she's out of the hospital. I'm grateful that she's getting, we need her. She's a miraculous human being, and we need to keep her around, and we need to find more of those judges so that we could put them on the Supreme Court, because we need that type of thinking. She's very smart, she's very sharp, and she's got some wit
and some grit
to her. So thank you.
I have a problem here. So we have 300 million.
Go to the doctor.
No, we have 300 million fucking Americans.
330.
Here we go.
332 actually, and a bunch of things.
I bet you, out of say half of that is women. I think it's like 51%. Last time I checked, actually, there's more women than men.
Well, until they start killing us, but we're not going to go
Can I
there.
see your workings, please, Jartan?
Jartan, please continue.
Well, how the fuck do we only have 2 women? Is it no? It's just one now. It's just one.
No, Sonia Sotomayor.
There's 2, right? Yeah, it's so there's 2.
And one black person.
And representing 51% of a population on the highest court of the land. Is that fair?
Confirmed.
I'm gonna have to go with what Mikey said. Yeah, it's the patriarchy.
It's the patriarchy.
Yeah. But
It really is. It's this idea that only men are smart enough to understand constitutional law.
And we are guilty of that right now. Look at our demographic. Right? We've got Brenna, who is a strong female.
Yeah.
Wait,
in our
what?
midst.
Me?
No. This is
Keep going, Wayne.
No. I'm being Wayne.
Shut the fuck up for a minute. Right? Right? Look at our demographic. Right? Realistically, this should be a complete hodgepodge of human existence on this podcast. Right? We've got 2 black guys, a white guy from Midgard, and Brenna.
It's Asgard. No.
That's right, Asgard.
Don't forget about Dr. Emma.
Yeah, but look at how our dynamic has fallen. This is what's going on in the world. Realistically, we should have at least 50% representation from the female population, at least. And we're sitting here talking about equality and talking about representation and shit, and we only have Brenna.
I don't
And Brenna.
I don't know that 50%.
Only?
I don't know
Already?
that. I don't know
You
that,
want to go with only on Brenna? Really, dude?
I don't know that 50% of the women on Earth would tolerate the other 4 of us. Brenna is the only one we could find to deal with our fucking nonsense on a weekly basis.
I can do that.
I'll go in. I'm fucking with Wade on this. for once, I agree with Wade.
Oh shit!
Like-
World's ending.
All right.
So, Myra.
Look at Mikey's like, Europeans ganging together.
Myra at
I
Myra
gotta
Sunrise
colonize something.
on fucking Twitter. Get in on this shit because we're one of a fucking kind podcast. You won't find one other podcast going over fucking 3 fucking countries with the diversity that we have. Get in on this because we need another fucking female perspective on this. We really do. We need somebody to back up Brenna. So whatever you do, Myra,
No.
I don't need backup.
Straight away there. You fucked up right there. Back up with Brenna. No.
We need
fuck
another
you.
female
No.
perspective.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up for a minute. Shut the fuck up. Right? Brenna pulls her own fucking self.
She doesn't need my
this
help.
shit fucking show. She don't need help. She will sit there and fight her own corner. So don't fucking sit there and be part of the patriarchy and go, oh yeah, we need someone to back Brenna up. No, fuck it. Fuck off. Just fuck off. Brenna does her own shit.
Hello, darkness,
back in
my
day.
old friend.
I'm back in day. Back in day.
What's that?
What I'm saying is
For-
we need one more female perspective on this fucking
For
podcast. That's
the
what I'm saying.
record, let the record show,
Hmm?
Mr. Stenographers, that we have had open invites to at least 4 other women who have also co-contributed to the show before it was named the Ben Podcast, and they have received numerous invites to return to the Ben Podcast and contribute as well. Due to the situation that's going on with the unnamed virus that we're all dealing with, and their own responsibilities in such the environment, especially the American ones, they have chosen to support the show but not appear on camera at this time. That is at least 3 other they have, and you know them. You've met them. So have you, Wayne. So have you, Mikey. I don't think Brenna's got to meet them yet, but they will return at some point in time because they do love the show and they love us, and we support them in all that they want to do. We do have another woman who loves to contribute.
Crazy.
She is definitely a contributor.
Clara is definitely coming back. She wants to come back. All right.
And we need Scott back because we promised our listeners part 2 of that.
Your bestie. Your bestie.
Jartan, I got this one for you. Jartan, your favorite. Brianna says she wants to come back too.
Really?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
She says she wants to come back and do the show. She's got to find time.
Oh, got back to bed. Really?
Yeah. So Jartan,
Yes.
can you defend
loves
yourself from my relentless attack just
He
then?
had to smoke to that one. His whole
Which
face
one of them?
changed.
I feel like that.
Jartan, I would like you to respond to my criticism of you.
All
Right
the
then.
blood has left his head. He can't even hear you right now.
He heard
No,
Brianna.
I'm,
I have to
no.
cool myself.
No,
Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro.
No. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely fucking right. Brenna does not need my help. She does not need anybody's help. Brenna could pull her own. She's in here with 4 fucking dudes every fucking week, and she's fucking being a fucking tractor. She's just pulling all fucking over, right? We do not. Brenna never fucking needs anybody's fucking help.
She's smarter than
What I
all
mean
of us.
saying is-
That's why she's here.
So,
She's a fucking.
would you like to take this period in time to apologise for your statement then?
So, Brenna, if I ever demised you or made you fucking feel inferior just because you were a woman, I apologize from the bottom of my fucking heart. It's black and it's ivory fucking cuts. That's not what I meant.
Hello,
What
911. And that's the show! I'm ending it. No one's going to be able to talk. That's the show. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. We love you. Goodbye.